What's up?
Let's
Take it all the way.
Cheers, everyone. Hello.
Cheers. Talking horror stories, and we're being punny. We're being punny with the horror stories.
Right.
Horror stories.
Cool.
Troy, Troy thinks he's a comedian. He's not, though.
Ha ha.
Cool. So,
What's up, dudes?
What's new with everybody?
It's my mic on.
yeah, Jordan, I feel like you have the most going on right now because you're in the middle of
Cleaning out my closet.
cleaning stuff up.
Yeah, so when's your move-out day? Your official move-out day?
So we're getting the truck. So this will be the last podcast, hopefully, in Virginia.
Woo!
Oh,
I think next week.
time.
Next week we're gonna have to figure out if we can shift the schedule back a little bit, or if we can do this like I'll call you guys and you guys be on Skype or whatever, and then I'll just be like your phone guest.
Yeah, we can maybe we'll figure something out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We could always rearrange it. It's no big deal.
Yeah, because I just don't know if I can get internet set up that fast.
Right.
Yeah.
That would be actually pretty
Leave
cool.
the bed, like we're gonna do this podcast.
I need my TV, my computer, and internet. That's it.
Leave the couch.
I can sleep on the floor.
I don't need clothes. Yeah, so we're getting the truck on Monday, packing the truck. We've been packing for the past 10 days, something like that, just little by little.
Yeah.
I'm putting off packing up this computer build because it's a lot.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, because you have a big rig, don't you?
Tower, big monitor, full big screen above, 2 monitor speakers, and then I gotta rip off all this acoustic sound
Oh,
boards,
your foam stuff, right?
rip off the TV from the wall, and then break down this glass desk and put everything up nicely. Oh, and the hard drives.
Can't forget hard drives.
I'm scared as shit about these.
Dude, you know what you
hard
should do?
drives.
You should make a vlog video about like your setup. So this is a good excuse to make a setup video because you're breaking things down, and as you're breaking things down, you can say, well, here's my computer. There's this and this and that. Here's my monitor speakers. I like these, but there's these newer ones, but you can find these for cheaper now, or something
Dude,
like
you
that.
should do that.
That's not a bad idea.
I've always wanted to do a video like that just because I love. Honestly, one of my favorite subreddits is Battle Stations.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So cool to look
What is
at.
battle stations? Is that just
Yeah.
It's basically what it is anyone. I've actually submitted to Battle Stations before, and I did relatively well, even though I probably shouldn't have because.
Is this like PC rig porn?
Yeah, it's like I had a Mac. I just happened to have like a somewhat clean setup, and it was a while ago. Anyways,
They list the specs at the end of the slide show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that though. It's just people's badass computer rigs and their desk situations and whatnot. So
I also like the subreddit room porn because it goes. Come on, you guys are aware of it, right? I'm not making a fool of myself talking about this, right?
There's porn for everything.
It's like really fancy room setups. It's awesome. I love it.
Room porn, like when a dad builds like a Robin Hood style
Yeah.
tree
Exactly.
house. Oh,
Yeah, something like that.
those are
Or like a fancy gaming setup or whatnot.
there's a lot of cool subreddits like that. There's there's male living quarters or something like that. There's another one.
Really?
Male living. It's actually it sounds really lame, but like it's one of those things where you're like, one day I would love to have a living space like this.
Why don't I just call it like man cave subreddit, or is it not necessarily man cave?
I don't know. There's a subreddit for everything though, so.
Male living quarters. This is great.
Dude, I saw a wooden PC build on this or somewhere on the internet the other day. The case was made of like finished, polished wood, and all the insides were obviously electronics. But it's like, ooh, crispy.
That is pretty dope.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of crazy things like that. There's some PC rigs that are built into the table, so like a glass top and the PC, you could see like the guts of the PC. Like
what?
Yeah, it's really cool.
There's other people that like put their rigs on the wall and everything is exposed, but it looks like water cooling. It's so.
They got those wires all nice and OCD.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep. That's incredible.
That would be a good idea for you to do a video like that. Just be like, these are the things that I have. Maybe this is what I want. Maybe you can donate or something.
Yeah, but I mean, Jordan has a whole slate of videos like ready to upload at like throughout the days as he's going through this moving process. He was showing
I
me
do.
before he got on this call.
Do you really?
I'm
Yeah,
ready to rock.
he's got videos up through April 1st. He's got like 4 or 5 slated. It's crazy.
Dude.
He's on it, man. He's not just gonna be a one-hit wonder with that 1,000 view color correction video. He's gonna try to keep up with his
You
standard.
guys.
There you go, man. Yeah, well, you're an inspiration to all of us.
Dude, look at this rig. Look at this car build. What is
Oh man, look at that.
with the shifters?
That's
And-
like the Matrix.
You guys know Unbox Therapy? Have you seen his setup?
He's like
Is that like-
PhDs.
Is that the bald guy with glasses?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, his setup is ridiculous. Like, it's incredible. I remember the first video I ever seen of him was like his original setup, which was really, really cool. Like, it was back in 2013. But
Mhm.
now he gets all this free crap from everybody. So, like, it's not even fair or impressive anymore.
It's. Do you think he's like kind of sell out a little bit?
Oh, he 100% is selling. 100%.
He probably would be the first to like not deny. I remember we talked about that before. He's the guy that did the video where he opened up like all the iPhones, right?
Yeah, he's the Bendgate guy. That's how he kind of. That's when he.
He took off.
Yeah, that's when he took off. I mean, I really like him. I think his like personality though is a little bit too like exaggerated for who he is. He tries to be a little too animated when really he's a chill guy.
Yeah.
But it's whatever. He's really cool. He's really knowledgeable. When he's on the Joe Rogan podcast, man, is he incredible. He's such a great guest.
Really?
And yeah, he's such a great guest. I'm not the biggest fan of all his videos. I like his older videos a little more just because his personality is a little too, okay, time to perform for the camera.
Right.
But whatever.
Kind of puts it on a little bit.
Yeah. Great videos, though. Always has good content.
Dude, a sweet video channel that I've been. I don't know how long I've followed him, but Caleb Pike, DSLR video shooter. He's got a pretty impressive setup. Here, I'll link it. Or actually, I'll just kind of screen share for you guys. But he does like he's got a whole setup in his basement, C100. And he's like upped his game big time. That's his downstairs studio.
Yeah. I want something like that relatively.
Like that's his that's his vlog setup. He's got this.
This is incredible.
This is all in his basement. This is his like editing suite here. And
this is
like,
why people have to watch this live because they get the actual video feed of what we're seeing.
It's like he's got all the acoustic panels, diffusion. Like he's got hanging.
That's overkill, man.
Hanging panels. It sounds good. I'll give him that. And then he's got his whole like top-down workstation where he does like over the those top-down videos, kind of like Casey Neistat.
That's perfect for like YouTube setup. That's like dream YouTube setup, man, and like editing bay.
Yeah.
Get that sponsorship.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Gotta keep moving. So shall we talk horror stories on film sets?
Yeah, dude.
All right. So I guess.
Thank you for sharing.
I can go first, I guess.
Yeah.
We have coffee in the back.
So my horror story. I'm honestly on set. I'm typically always on point. Like people respect me on set. I do well. I work well with people, and I keep getting brought on stuff because of that. And I haven't been on set. I mean, I honestly, since we've started this podcast, I think I've been on set once, and it wasn't even to grip or anything. It was to do PD stuff because I've stepped away from working on set just to focus on writing and directing. But anyways,
what was your typical rate before this?
Rates vary, but typically I would get maybe like 175, 200, something like that.
So, sorry, not your price. Like how many times were you on set before this podcast? I feel like we've talked through some business. I feel bad now.
countless times. Like it was like, I don't know,
Just popping every.
50 sets. I don't know, something like that. But like
Nice.
ton of sets, a lot of music video stuff, a lot whatever. Anyways,
Okay,
so
sorry.
my my horror story is I was working on a music video, and it was who was it with? Not the artist, but I'm trying to think like. I think it was just like some indie thing, but usually indie people they spawn out of a certain school or something like that. And these were people that I was kind of brought onto because of the people that I've worked with a lot on indie stuff in the Chapman circuit. So I think it might have been USC people, but I'm not sure. Anyway, so it was a music video inside of it was like a used studio barn type thing, but the way that they set up the studio was that it was supposed to look like it was like burned, like everything inside it was like a fire had caught, and so the banisters on the ceiling and stuff looked like they were like worn and whatnot, but everything just kind of looked shitty, like everything just looked bad. And the way that we were working was they were shooting in one room that we'd already pre-rigged, and we were essentially going room to room in this big thing, just kind of pre-rigging and stuff before they got there, and we were just like on point, just ahead of the game and stuff. And so we had already rigged this room, and we're like, all right, let's move to this other room. And I think what was I doing? I think I was BBG on it or something. I don't think I was key gripping. But anyways, I think I was BBG, and I was supposed to rig up. I think it was just a rig for a Lico. So what I had was I had a C clamp, and I was supposed to put it on this banister thing. Now the issue was usually when you rig a C clamp, you put like the pieces of what, how am I forgetting what they're called? Like curbing. You put curbing in between the C clamps so that you're not damaging something, right?
Fair enough. Okay.
So
It's like wood blocks.
Right. So they're little wood blocks. You do it with like dolly tracks and whatnot, or for C clamps.
Or
But
wedges.
Yeah,
We call them
wedges.
wedges.
Wedges are more like triangle, but curbing is more actual.
Okay.
So there's they vary in size, but typically on set you have a 4-inch, a 6-inch, an 8-inch, and I think a 10-inch C clamp. And I had to use a 10-inch clamp to get it around this because it was a big, just like a big ass ceiling, like a rafter type thing. However, like curbing wouldn't fit, and I was just like, this isn't gonna work. And I was like, look at this banister. It's a piece of crap. Like I think I could just rig it on it and no one will care. So that was my first mistake. Never ever ever assume that, because I started doing it. I was like tightening it and stuff, and I had it all rigged up there, ready to go, so that they could hand up the Leica to me, and I could put it in the little baby pen. So as I was getting ready to put the light on, the location scout walks by and is like, "Hey, wait a second." And like there was a few people around me and stuff. This was a big set. There was probably like 30, 40 people there, just doing different things.
Damn.
Yeah, it was a big thing. And he comes up and he's like, "Wait a second, wait. Did you rig that, right?" And I was like, "Yeah. I put like tape around the edges though, so that it's not gonna like damage it and stuff." He's like, "No. Like take that off now. Take that off now." I was like, "What?" Like, and everyone was kind of standing around me, and it was like the spotlight was on me, like you did something wrong. And so I was like, "What? Like, what's the problem? This is I taped it, so at least it's not going to damage it that way." And I took it off. I was like, "Look, there's no damage and stuff. I'll take it off. We'll try and put curbing some other way." And he like goes up on the ladder. We had like a 12-step ladder that he looked up, and he's like, "No, like look right here. There's damage and stuff." I was like, "Dude, that was there before I even got here. Don't pin that on me and stuff." So it just became this issue where I made a mistake, and he was willing to like pin this on me right away. Then he's like, "That's gonna be $500 per mark and stuff." So I was just sitting there. I was like, "Oh my god!" And like he was like counting it up, and it was
Like you were gonna get fined?
Yeah, not me personally, but the production. And he was like, "That's like he's like $2,000. Then the producer comes around, and he sees kind of something is going on, and he's like, "Hey, like what's going on?" And then the location manager's like, he rigged this C-clamp up there and damaged the thing. And I was like, no, I didn't. Like, it's fine. Look, like, nothing. This doesn't need to be made an issue. Like, there's no marking up there. I'll put curbing up and stuff. And then they had like this discussion, but basically the producer and him went up the ladder to there and like looked over it, and he was like, look, there's no mark or anything. Like, there's nothing there. And then so after talking a little bit, they smoothed it out. But that was so shitty for me because it was like this sort of new network of people that I was trying to get in with. Not like crazy because I'd worked with all the other people quite a bit, and I still work with them all the time when I do work. But it was just terrifying because I was like, I'm going to cost this production $2,000. It's like somewhat of a micro budget thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like new here, so I'm never going to be able to work with these people ever again. But it ended up smoothing itself out. But rule is always use curbing. Always, most importantly, check with either. I think I checked with my key grip, and he was like, yeah, it should be fine. But anyways, check with the location scout what you can do, because that guy was like kind of a dick about it and stuff. He seemed like he had a stick up his ass. But anyways.
I have a grip question. So I mean, like it's relatively like simple, but for a shoot I'm doing tomorrow, I'm the DP for, and you know, like every shoot, we have to put Dutine over like windows. We don't have paper tape though. We only have gaff tape, and the windows, like, you know, we're not going to gaff tape the wall, this like wall, but like it's framed with like a wooden frame, like a painted wooden frame. Like how can we safely do that?
Well, what you can do, what you can try and do is if you just have gaff tape. I mean, obviously you want to use paper tape, but if you have gaff tape, put it on your clothes and like push it down and stuff, and then rip it off. And then the like what you pick up on the clothes and stuff will help kind of try that, or help like protect against that.
Like kind of weaken it, like that.
Yeah, exactly. Try that out. It usually tends to work, but I don't know the circumstances with how sensitive this paint is.
Right, probably isn't, but
give that a shot, or maybe see if the camera team has like photo black tape or something like that.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I do have like spike tape, but that's probably too weak.
Yeah, try the gaff tape trick with.
Yeah, I will. That's a great idea.
That typically works really well.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Question answered.
There you go.
Nice. Wait, so did the production have to pay the fines, or
no? That
no
was
fines?
The thing. It ended up like solving it, but I was just like the whole rest of the day, I kind of like hated that guy. I was just like, anytime I saw him, because before we were like cool and stuff talking, but every time I saw him after that, I was like, dude, I hate you. You're such a douche. Like,
I know that feeling.
But you know, like I understand. I totally understand. It was his job to, you know, be the location manager, protect it. That's his job. But the way that he handled it, it wasn't really like. I would never ever want to work with that guy again. Like, and I don't know his name. I don't remember him very much at all. But yeah. So it was just more scary than anything, and it was like the first time that I'd ever kind of been like yelled at on set, because I'm usually like, it was just like unsettling, you know, like I'm doing something wrong.
You kind of rattled the rest of the day.
Yeah. I mean, eventually we calmed down and stuff, and everyone else like around me and stuff, because there's people that were on that set that were just fucking killers. They were so good. They're always really good. They're great people to work with. They were like, dude, that guy was out of line. Like, you're chill. You know, it's just, it should happen. So I was like, I know, but it was still a horror story.
Nice.
That is for sure. You know what? Okay, I'll tell you a horror story, and it wasn't a bad set. This happened last weekend. It wasn't a bad set at all. I was the AD, so it was probably my fault too. But I'm gonna make it sound worse than it Okay, it's bad.
We won't mention names.
Mention my name because I guess it's my fault. We started. Call time was like 10 a.m. We got first shot off at 4 p.m. Clearly, they're
Dude.
like, I'm not
No.
that bad of an AD. Like,
Oh my.
there's no possible way that I'm that bad.
That's a long lunch, man. That's a long, it's a
So,
long
okay,
breakfast.
let's break down the story. It's not all my fault. I wasn't a good AD on this set, but I'll go through what happened and what I've learned from this experience. So this Friday, the way our school works, it's probably the same at like every film school, where you go to the equipment cage or equipment room, and you pick up Friday mornings for your weekend shoot. Everyone and their grandmothers were there to pick up their shoot. We were the first ones there, 9:45 sharp. We're like, we got this.
All right.
As it is right now, we have all like the camera, sound, and like smaller gear in this one building in a small room, and then the rest of the grip gear, C-stands, tall boys, all those, in another building where our studio is. They're separate buildings. And so we get there first, we get everything we need, we load up our cars, and we go to the other buildings where we need to wait for somebody to unlock that room so that we could get grip stands and low boys and sliders and all speed rails and all that. We get there, and it's it does take a long time to get gear from the first place. So I would say it would be like 45 minutes. It's a slow process. So 10:45, 11, we get to the other building. We drive our cars to that building, over sidewalks, because that's what film majors do. It's kind of crazy, but like since our school is kind of like its own town, there's not roads in between. There's just like really wide sidewalks, and we just like drive over there with our flashing blinkers. We're kind of allowed to do that. We're like it. I mean, I'm sure if a cop saw us, they'd be like, "What the fuck is going on?" But like, there's no other way that we can like get our cars to that building other than to drive on, the wide sidewalks. Anyway, so we get there, and everyone's going to go to the room and get the gear, but we have to wait for what should I call him? I'll call him the Cage Master, just because it's a cool name. The person, the student, or he's actually graduated now. He was a senior last year, but he graduated and he works at the equipment cage. So we're waiting for the Cage Master to come and unlock the door for us to get our stuff. Well, we can't get our stuff until he's done with everyone else in the first location.
Oh, no.
And we're just so I'm just there. I'm watching like 2 or 3 Casey Neistat videos, 2 or 3, and I'm like, wait, 25 minutes have passed. What is going on? It's 11:30. I wanted to get first shot off at 12:30. Like, are you kidding me? And so we're waiting there. And it's 11:30, and we wait there longer and longer. Another hour passes. Now it's 12:30, and then after just like waiting and waiting and waiting, this guy shows up, and we're able to get our stands, and we're able to pack our cars. All right, 30 minutes to location. We're there at 1 p.m. Oh well, we were expecting that it could potentially take till 1 p.m. to like get situated. So whatever. It's not. We don't have that much to shoot. So this one kid, the AC on the set, got a Ronin, and we were shooting this on both the FS700, which is a slow-mo camera, and the A7S, so we were splitting time and then using a Pixie 5 monitor to record 4K on both of them.
Nice.
And well, nobody knew how to use the Ronin. It's funny because like
No.
rightfully so. Like you have like I'm a DP, the director's like one of the best DPs in the school, and the DP is one of the best DPs in the school, and then the AC is a DP too. So like everyone on set's pretty much like a camera guy, and everyone wants to play with the Ronin, but like it was gonna take a while to set up, and I knew this. Like I wasn't like wanting to, ooh, let's play with the Ronin. Like I've worked with them before, and I know it's like a pain to like balance and whatnot, and I'm just like
operators and...
Yeah, so like I knew this was just not going to end well, and so we bring it outside to test, and it's just taking a long time, and I'm just like, guys, we can't spend time learning the Ronin on set. This is a really bad idea. It's just like,
Ooh.
relax, Chris, relax.
Jeez.
And
Watch a YouTube video and just get on with it.
no,
Just
see, I don't want to make these guys sound stupid because none of them are stupid. It's just
Right.
like, you know, they have a new toy and they want to play with it, and it's just not the appropriate time to be playing with the toy. And so, you know, we're trying, and then meanwhile, we needed it to be sunny because a guy's walking out of his front steps, walks down the sidewalk a little, and he calls back to the house, "Why don't you come outside? It's a nice day." Slowly, as clouds come in, and it's a gray now, and we're like, well, we can't do this. How about we go inside? So we wasted an entire hour. It's 3 p.m. and whatever. Okay, whatever. We're gonna go inside, and then the rest of the shoot from there went rather smoothly. There was an issue with like the Dana dolly for some reason, and I never got down to the bottom of why, but like we didn't have a proper tripod head for it. Like I know we did, but like the Dana dolly kit I think was missing like a washer that we needed to secure the tripod head.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not exactly sure. So we actually had to grip, rig a what do you call one of those adjustable arms?
Dude, next time if you have,
like
that issue,
Yeah, go ahead.
I think the arm, magic arm.
No, yeah, a magic arm.
I think it's the racist one is like it's called an Israeli arm, I believe.
Israeli arm, and then it's
Yeah,
like
I don't know. Don't quote me on that one.
yeah, it's something like that. Go ahead, Troy.
I was gonna say next time if you have that issue, if you can't get the tripod head to work, put a freaking sandbag on top and just put the camera on the sandbag.
Yeah, you'd think. Yeah, I should have thought of that. But what we ended up doing was we put one of those rotating arms that you would put a monitor on, and then like with like a little camera mount screw, and that ended up working. So like it was fine from there. My thing was, so like I know I'm very like responsible, and I'm very like I'm good to have on set, and I theoretically I'm a good AD, but like in this time I don't think I did clearly I didn't do a good job. Like 100% clearly.
Yeah.
The next day was slightly smoother. It flowed nicely, but I'm ADing someone else's shoot that I'm fairly confident. I'm like even before this shoot, I'm fairly confident that I'm gonna do well on ADing on her shoot. But on this particular shoot, I was like, I don't know, because the director and the DP are both like, I guess like mentor roles for me. Like not that that's like even an excuse, but it's kind of like I feel like they wouldn't listen to me as much, you know, since I'm like. I don't know.
I know where you're coming from.
Yeah, but like, you know, that dynamic wasn't there where I don't think it was like appropriate for me to be like where it could have been more of instead of me pushing them, it might be annoying saying, "Come on, guys, we have to get this shot." So you know, it's whatever. I don't think.
Yeah, there's that kind of push and pull. You know.
Right. It was very weird, but I think on this next shoot that I'm ADing in about a month, like I'm so involved in the pre-production. I'm on the level of like the director, and like I know like everything that has to happen, and like our limitations and all that stuff. I think the shoot's gonna go really smoothly. I'm really confident with it. But this one was just a little bit crazy. Things weren't really working out right. We had to switch up schedules, but whatever. That's you know, the crew wasn't that. The crew was great, and I had a lot of fun on it, but you know,
Yeah.
horror stories, right?
It happens.
That's
Alright.
my story.
I'm trying to tell my story without shit talking the most about these people,
Yeah.
and without getting too upset, because it's actually kind of personal. Like this is not just like I was a crew on a set. This is like I was heavily involved in this project, and then heavily not involved in this project.
Ah,
Like forcibly not involved in this project.
gotcha.
So, but I'll talk about overall. I was fired from the project because I was under suspicion that I was stealing from the production budget, even though every expense was on a spreadsheet and that could be matched up with bank statements. So, but people don't want to listen to that, or like
Right. Logic and facts. What is that?
get that shit out of here. So that aside, it was a week shoot, and it was the third or fourth day, like middle of the week, we had one shoot inside a cave, and it was awesome. Like we couldn't ask for a better set. Like no amount of set design or set construction. It was inside a I can't remember the name of it, but it was a cavern. It's like one of those caverns you go take a tour at.
Right.
So we got the U-Haul. We pull up at 4:30, and I think they were going to let us use the place at 5 when they closed. So we pulled up, ate lunch, 5 o'clock. We go in, and I want to say it's a half-mile walk from the lobby or like the gift shop down like 200 stairs, and then like another half-mile down through the cavern into like this grand sort of dead end of the cavern. Huge, like 50 feet ceilings, huge, stalactites, stalagmites, and we're bringing like a lot of gear. It's I think we had 2 KinoFlow interview kits, like those big boxes. Have you seen those, Troy? Yeah. And we brought like half a concert. Like it was huge boxes, and just imagine like 10 people carrying that, 0.6 miles down a cave with a flashlight.
You guys didn't have headlamps? You guys didn't use headlamps?
Well, we did.
Headlamps are key.
Yeah, we should have had some more headlamps. But it was like the tour guide that was guiding us. He would just kind of like shine the flashlight. We had to like tippy toe in the dark. So we get down there. It's like 6. And this is the climax scene. This is the scene because it's in a cave. It's like this is the hero comes and saves the girl, and some of the scenes we've had to rewrite because we like missed the location or missed our window of opportunity. So we rewrote the story a little bit to make it fit. So I'm thinking, all right, this is the end of the movie. I don't think we can rewrite this. This has got to go pretty straightforward. It's either this or it's nothing. Yeah. We get everything set up. The Ronin's balanced. We got the red scarlet. We're feeling hot. We got and my director and my director of photography, the entire process did not have, or they were anti storyboards. They didn't think of like pre-planning. I was like, we get down there and the AC comes up to me like, hey, do we have overheads for this? I was like, I don't know. Go ask your DP. What do you have? It's like, yeah, he says we don't have overheads for this. And it's like, I go to these guys like, y'all have been to now 2 location scouts at this place, and no one drew a diagram. No one knows what this cave looks like. No one knows where the plugs are. So it's now like 8 p.m. So we've now been there for 3 hours, and by 8:30 we have the first light set up. Everyone's in costume. Makeup's been ready since 8 p.m. First light goes up. They don't even have the blocking down yet. So it's like now it's like 8, and and then like you said, Chris, it's that kind of push pull.
Yeah.
So I was being very hands off the whole time. Don't want to be like just hovering over them like, come on guys, we gotta look what time it is. And also we didn't have an AD. And so no AD. I'm sort of the AD, and it's like.
What was your role though?
I was the producer.
Okay, gotcha.
Very small set, less than I think it was 25 crew. Well, 25, like 28 if you include the actors.
That's still big.
Yeah.
So it's pretty small. That's pretty big.
Well, yeah, I guess you're right. I don't know. It felt like we didn't have enough. It never feels like we have enough people. So we got the set videographer, the photographer, makeup, costume. They're all ready to go, and we're just sitting around. And it's now like 9:30, and now they have the second light up. So this cave is barely lit for even just like background. So we got 2 lights up. It's 9:30. Now they start talking about who should say the lines first, or how the dialogue should go, where the actor should be. And then, and they forgot to dress the set. So now it's 10 o'clock. So now we got to go back up to the truck, got to go walk half-mile back up to the truck, bring down props. At 10:15, they realized they needed a mirror. So I go back up to the cave lobby, get in a truck, I drive 30 miles down the road to a Walmart, I buy a $12 mirror, come back, it's now 11 o'clock. They now have 2 lights, and they have a little bit of blocking. Put the mirror up. All right, now we need smoke machines. All right, go get some dry ice. It's now 11:30 at night. Let's get some dry ice. Let's get this going. I get back. It's now midnight. Again, no shots have been taken. We've been here since 5 p.m.
Oh, man.
So I know this is stressing you guys out. This is
Yeah,
stressing me out.
I'm like stressed out.
Stories in a row, man. This is not good for anybody's heart.
So I'm like, so it's like, all right, I don't want to be too pushy, but it's like, guys, do we have anything? Do we have any ideas? Like, what's the first shot? Just back up, Jordan. Like, God, you're on our ass. Shut up, dude. It's like, okay. I got the AC. I got the second AC in my ear. Like, they're just like, they're kicking the dirt. Like, fuck, dude. What is going on, man? And it's at that point, it's like, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, same, it's not the DP and the director. I'm just here to set all this up. Got it all set up for you guys. Let's play. So it's like, so we're just, everyone's getting all discouraged. It's now like 12:30. Third light goes up. Now we got the actors ready. I think it's also, it's a girl. She's in a very skimpy dress. It's something like 55 degrees in this cave.
Ooh.
She's barefoot. So we're having to like deal with that. She's laying on the floor of the cave. So and we're still doing the blocking. So it's now it's 1 in the morning roughly, and it's just there's only so many cups of coffee you can drink. There's only so many times you can like go back up to the lobby to craft services.
All right.
And I think they did one. Fast forward all that. I've put the story out of my mind so far. And it just hurts. So it's probably now at 3:30 in the morning, after getting there at 5 p.m., we do the first take.
No.
First shot.
Jesus Christ, that's worse than me.
And this is and fuckers, this is an 8-page scene. And we gotta be out by 5 a.m. Like it's like this is 8 pages of dialogue. This is not just like it's not just like 8. 8 pages that would take you. Troy,
more than a couple
how long?
days.
How long does it take you guys to do 8 pages?
Like 3 days?
Yeah.
Normally.
That's about right. 3 days.
Yeah. So, fuck. So it's 3:30 in the morning. We get the first takedown. All right. Get the Ronin's good, working well. We're getting these shots. We end up doing about, I think it was like half a page.
Oh.
And now it's like 4:30 in the morning, and we gotta leave at 5. And it took us an hour to get all this shit down here. And we got the cave director, the national park guy, just like, all right, guys, it's 5 a.m. It's about to be 5 a.m. And trying to be respectful, trying not to like fuck this over.
Yeah.
And so we get like 3/4 of 8 pages done, and they ruin the dress that the hero had, or the princess had. So we ended up having to pay for that full. That was a rental. And then we get everything packed up. We're all like, we still got 4 more days of this set left, of this movie left. We're having to like rewrite the entire movie, and then we just casually lose a red mag. We lose a
What?
120 gigabyte red Scarlet memory card.
Oh no.
You know how much those are? $800. Those are $800. So I let those guys have it. I told them I was like, I'll admit I yelled at them a little bit. I don't know if I want to say it was justified, but that's why you need to storyboard, block it, overheads, plan it, rehearsal. It's just it's just you thought everything was going right, and you get this information that everything is going right, and you step up to the plate, and you realize you got the bat upside down, and you're facing the crowd and not the pitcher.
Right. I think the moral of that story too is one of the greatest things you can learn about being on set is being honest with people.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're not ready, if you need more time to set up, or if you're just not prepared, or you need to do any changes, tell someone right away. Because time is money with a film, and if they think you're prepared and you're not, it's like,
Yeah.
Good
So
luck.
that was a rough start or a rough end to that night, 5 in the morning, and then we had to go to work the next day at 9 a.m. So.
Oof. Yeah.
So that kind of roughed the relationship. They really resented me yelling at them at 5 in the morning, and that just I think the trust finally disintegrated. Trust to the point where they wouldn't even listen to anything that I would say. So, woo.
Yeah.
Hey, we all
got
so.
And now you're going out of state. You're just like, bye guys.
Yeah.
Is this a student film?
It was sort of student, sort of independent of us.
Gotcha.
It's gonna be big, but so I haven't talked to those guys since they fired me. Lost a good friend, and several $100s, and I have no idea about the nature of this film.
Yeah, where's the link?
It was supposed to be done without my help. It was supposed to be done in October at the latest, and I'm like, I don't know if they are doing the film festival circuit. I felt bad for them. I kind of felt bad for them because I was supposed to be their distribution too, and now they don't have. Not saying they're helpless, but
a lot tougher now. It's gonna be a lot tougher.
Yeah, they could have used my help. Not to shoot air up my own ass,
right.
But
yeah. I've got a couple stories that don't necessarily involve me directly, or actually I am involved. However, it's not me that did it. They're little, pretty quick stories too.
Mm-hmm.
So typically when you drive the grip truck, it's 20, 30 feet. It's like a U-Haul, or there's things called an Avon truck. That's the big one here. And this guy is an awesome guy. He's one of my mentors. He taught me a lot about gripping. Interesting guy. But one day we were on a shoot, and it was on this narrow street, and parking was really tough. And he's got this big old truck, and I'm in the truck with him. It's me, him, and I think there was one other person. So he's getting ready to back up, and we see there's this Mini Cooper behind us, and we're like, "Oh, there's a Mini Cooper back there." He's like, "Oh yeah, no, it's fine. It should be fine." So he.
Wait, can we pause? I want to go to Chris's screenshot. He just looks dead inside now.
My friend has a Mini Cooper, and just all these memories about good times on sets trying to pack Mini Coopers.
Yeah.
With full of camera gear coming back, and I'm just yeah, good memories. Anyway, continue.
Sorry.
I saw that too, Jordan. I saw that. He was just So anyways, he was backing up the Avon, and the AD was there. However, she was kind of quiet. She was a quiet AD. Nice girl. but she should have been louder in this situation. There's just a lot of things that should have happened differently. But anyways, he starts backing up, and she's just like waving him along, and we hear a crunch. Wait, what?
What?
We get out of the car and we look, and he just backed up into the corner of the Mini Cooper and knocked off the front bumper and just like damaged the front of the car. And we're just like,
Damn.
no. So we get out, and she was like, I told you to stop. I told you to stop. And we're like, no one heard that. Like, he didn't hear that clearly. And maybe he should have been more careful and all this stuff. But so the producer gets there and he tries like putting the bumper right back on the car, and it went on for a second. And it fell right off again. Yeah. And then we were like, all right, yeah, this is gonna have to pay for it. So they ended up having to pay for that. Another story that I have that I think you guys will find excruciating. Oh, I wasn't there, however, this was at another Chapman set. I heard of a story of. Do you guys know what a Fisher dolly is?
Yeah.
Big.
It's a dolly that you sit on.
With dolly, yeah. With track. That's like that. They use that on.
Oh yeah.
Use that on big. There's Fisher 10s, Fisher 11s, Fisher 12s. Yeah.
Little
they're just
cranks.
Wait, what's the difference? Fisher 10 and 12? That you said?
10, 11, and I think 12. But I think we had size. I believe. Fisher 11 is mid-size, and I'm trying to remember. I think Fisher 10 is either smaller or bigger. I'm trying to remember, but one of them is like quite a bit smaller, and then there's like the biggest one is the Fisher, I think 12 or something like that. But typically we use like the Fisher 11. That's the one that you typically use. So, anyways, that is usually in the middle of the grip truck. It's if you're using the dolly that day, it's like pretty much the first thing you get out. And it's usually one of the last things you put in. So,
how do they pick that up, dude? How do you pick it up? It's like 600 pounds.
Yeah, I'll tell you in a sec. But anyway, so I heard that someone was in charge of the lift gate. They brought the Fisher out, wheels out, didn't lock the wheels on it. Whoever was in charge of the lift gate had it at an angle, so it fell off and broke. Do you know how hard it is to break a Fisher? Like, those things are built so well. Granted, if they fall, they break, but it's like you have to be a special kind of person to, first of all, not put a lock on, have someone that doesn't know that the lift gate can't be at an angle. And a lot of times lift gates have these little like lips at the end that you kind of can put up so that if anything does happen to slide, it like catches it. They didn't do any of that, so they broke a Fisher dolly. And Fisher dollies you don't buy, you rent. Yeah. They don't like no one can buy them. You have to rent them. So, anyways, heard that. I heard a similar thing with the DIT cart too. So
it's over $100,000. Well, I think it's like closer to $500,000. Actually, it's a lot of money for no real reason.
I love them. I think they're so smooth. If you have a nice dolly track, because you can boom with it and stuff too. I think they're great.
Oh yeah, no, they're incredible.
How much do they weigh? How do you transport this thing?
So they roll. So you roll with them everywhere. You just have to put it in like round mode. There's 3 modes of it: crab, round, and square, I think. But it depends on what kind of move you need to do to position it. But if you need to get it up steps, there's like the handles come out and you can put them in and lift it. And then there's handles in the back that you do the same thing. Mm-hmm. And you just have to go like 3, 2, 1. And then everyone just lifts and goes.
It takes at least 4 people.
I've had to bring those things upstairs before. It is
900 pounds. What? How would you get? What is 900 pounds that you would put on this thing?
Well, not a lot. If you have a heavy operator or something, because usually
you have
you have the AC, the camera, and the DP on it.
Wow, is it really 900 pounds? Have I pushed 900 pounds before?
I don't know. No, I think that's
the carrying weight 420, max dolly load capacity 900.
Yeah. I think it's probably like 250, 300 maybe.
No, how much does it say it weighs?
It doesn't say on here. I'm looking.
Really? It's not. It's much more than 250.
How much would you say it weighs, Troy?
My guess would be like 350.
Okay,
Yeah.
450.
Just steel and metal and rubber.
Yeah.
Do you have a number?
It won't say here on the site.
I thought we
Yeah,
were
man.
playing
I thought we were betting here.
Mhm.
I'll bet you a Fisher Dolly for it.
Yeah.
Shit.
But yeah, anyways, just like expensive equipment like that getting lost. Oh, I have another horror story.
Okay.
Sorry, I guess I have more than I thought. Similar thing where we were in the mountains and it was like a really exhausting shoot. Really, really exhausting. And at the end of the day, we had packed the truck. We were all good to go, but it was like a 14-hour day, just grueling. And the DP and AC come over and they go, guys, we can't find the red mag. We're just like, what? What do you mean? They're like, no, we can't find it anywhere. And so everyone was like, oh shit, we lost that footage. And they're like, yeah, we gotta find it. And you guys are the only ones that have headlamps, so can you guys help us? And we're like, oh.
Dude, how the fuck are you gonna find that?
So we looked through the entire mount, like it was an enormous amount of land coverage that we had to do.
That little
Turns out-
tiny black wallet looking thing.
Yeah,
Just-
turns out the AC had it in his pocket.
Yeah, it's
Could be.
there every time.
And everyone said, check your pockets. That's the first, and we were just like, you've got to be, like, we were just like joking afterwards.
Everybody
just
gets
like,
one punch.
yeah, like that.
One punch right there. Just
We're all-
line it up right here. Just one punch.
Yeah, we're all like close as someone said, but it was just like, you've got to be kidding me. So,
Fuck you.
but,
Damn.
yep.
Anybody lose any data yet? Has anyone lost data?
No.
Data
Oh,
I
paranoia?
may be experiencing that right now. That's why next week we have a story.
Okay.
Dude, I'm so paranoid about data now. And
Yeah.
like, I've got like two copies of two local copies here, and then I got a cloud copy. I'm just like, and it's like, are you guys paranoid about videos that don't even matter? Like, just not that they don't matter, but just
Thought about
very,
it.
very
More
low
footage.
like
more footage
like
would be-
low priority videos.
I mean, I've thought about like heavily, like, what if this hard drive died today? What would I lose? And it sucks. It really does. But I do have like backups of at least the footage. My backups for my editing projects may not be up to date, but at least I have all the footage. I think that's what matters. But like,
Is your current project that movie that you directed and are now editing? What's your setup for that? You have, like,
I
raw
have the
footage
backed up. So over spring break, so I have my backup drive at home. I backed it up. It's I'm pretty sure that I backed up the project. I just can't confirm, but at least I have my footage and audio files and all that.
That's good.
So yeah, that's what I have.
Just hope that your dorm and your house does not catch on fire and flood and tornado at the same time.
Yeah.
Right.
It has happened.
Yeah.
No.
All right, guys.
Scary.
Well, is there anything else we wanted to hit on?
I think we hit on a lot of horror stories here today.
Heavy
We hit on a lot of horrors.
shit.
Yeah, this was a stressful episode, but I think it was necessary.
Yeah, man, we just needed a vent.
I've been dreading this conversation. This is the one story I know that I've had to share, and it's like
Yeah.
we've all had to share these kind of stories.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, we made
Oh, well.
it, guys. We did it.
We made it through
We
episode
made it through-
10.
Yes, 10 episodes.
Hell yeah.
And we're going to keep on going. And we're going to build and we're going to grow. And yeah,
And we're gonna get to iTunes eventually.
eventually. Soon, hopefully.
Dude, this podcast will now next week will span 3 time zones.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Well, I was like,
Just add this even more complication to the scheduling.
Oh man.
So it's gonna be 9 p.m., right? Yeah, 9 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m., no, 8 p.m. Yeah.
yeah. So,
That's rough.
Dude,
Oh well. Okay.
we'll figure it out. All right, fellas. Shall we?
All right.
this is the end. What's next week's episode? What are we talking about that?
We need to figure that out.
Talk about favorite movies?
I think we should do that. I really want to have
Okay.
a favorite movies thing.
Did
Yeah.
you watch that director's video that I sent you? The
I've
like
seen, yeah, I
that
did.
top 10 directors of modern era. Those are those fucking guys. Those are
Yeah.
I'll have to see it. I you put in the you put it yeah, I don't know.
the
I
last two
haven't
guys.
watched it
Those are my like. If I could take back the directors from the other week,
yet.
I would slot those guys right in.
Oh
Who
wow.
were they?
Like Nicholas Referen, Darren Aronofsky, Wes Anderson, and I can't remember the other guy. It was a weird.
You would still have Fincher in there though, I think, right?
I think I would.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Who's your bottom five? Who's your number 10?
Exactly. Who's your middle?
Yeah. All right, dudes. It's been real. So
Yep.
thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next week on your Film Playground podcast.
Peace.